Plateau State and Benue State. These places were once full of joy. Children played outside. Farmers worked happily. Neighbors shared food and laughter. But things began to change. Some communities became unsafe. Many families were afraid. At night, people stayed awake, listening carefully. Some left their homes. Others stayed and prayed for peace. In Jos, the streets became quieter. In Benue, the farms were still there, but many farmers could not go out like before. People kept asking, when will things be okay again? Far away in the capital, leaders were talking. One day, the chief of security, General Boko, sat at his desk. He looked worried. He picked up his phone and called the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sir, he said, people in Plateau and Benue are not safe. Families are scared. We need to act fast to protect them. There was a short silence. Then the president spoke calmly. General Boko, how many trucks do we have? Sir. Boko asked. Trucks of rice, the president said. Let us send rice, beans, and groundnut oil. People need food. General Boko paused. Sir, he said gently, food is important. But safety is even more important. People need to feel protected. The president replied, we will send 85 trucks of rice and other food items first. General Boko sighed softly, but he agreed. A few days later, the trucks arrived. 85 big trucks. They entered Plateau State and Benue State, carrying food for the people. People came out to watch. One old man said, this rice is good, but can it keep us safe? A young boy laughed and said, if we eat well, maybe we can run faster. A woman smiled and said, at least tonight, we will eat. Even in hard times, people still found small reasons to smile. But deep in their hearts, they knew something important. Food can fill the stomach. But it cannot remove fear. General Boko also knew this. So he made a quiet plan. Inside the trucks, there were small tools to help the security team understand what was happening in different places. As the food was shared, the team learned more. They worked more carefully. Slowly, things began to improve. Days became calmer. Nights became quieter. Children started playing again. Farmers slowly returned to their farms. One evening, two men sat outside. One said, things are getting better. The other replied, yes, but we need more than food. We need to feel safe all the time. They both nodded. Because everyone understood one simple truth. Rice is important. Money is important. But human life is the most important of all. Food can be replaced. Money can be earned again. But a life cannot be replaced. A government is like a parent. A good parent protects their children first, before anything else. People do not just want to eat. They want to live in peace. They want to sleep without fear. They want to wake up and see their family safe. Back in the capital, the president watched the news and smiled. The food helped, he said. General Boko stood beside him and quietly replied, yes, sir. The food helped, but protecting lives is what will truly bring lasting peace. And in Plateau State and Benue State, the people held on to hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. Hope for safety. Hope for leaders who will always remember. Nothing is more valuable than human life.